Arsenal and Chelsea both active in the transfer window, but are either club getting it right? Stay tuned to the end for our honest, brutal verdict. You're with your boys, NJ and Marky Mark. Mark.
Of the funky bunch.
The funky bunch indeed, but we're bringing it to life in a different way. Mark, I'm going to jump straight into it because you have just got this basically done, deal done, signed, sealed, delivered, it seems like. Jamie Gittins, 60 million. What do you reckon?
Actually, it's 55 million, and that's including add-ons. 55 million for Jamie Gittins, who's a 20-year-old who's completely raw, doesn't have much experience, even in the Bundesliga playing for Borussia Dortmund. 60 million for a 20-year-old unproven player. See, when I say it out loud, right, it sounds insane. Jamie Gittins. I want to say waste of money, but when he comes to the club next season and hits the ground running, I sound like a fool. It just seems like a lot of money for actually what I view as an unproven player. You can spend an extra 10 million and get Victor Osimhen. And then all you got to worry about is his wages. Or you could even spend another, 11 million and get Victor Gyökeres, right? And you're getting this... I don't know. I'm not a fan of it. We discussed already in the last pod about what I think his valuation should be for a 20-year-old, unproven. And I would say it's like 25, 28 million. And they've almost doubled that. I don't understand Chelsea's game plan. I guess I do. They want to buy him and then hopefully sell him in a few years for 80, 90 million when everything's inflated. But I don't know. I think we need players for the now. I'm disappointed. I just don't like the route and the players that they're choosing to purchase and the amount of money that they're spending on them. Who knows? He might come to the club and absolutely smash it, but I'm not too excited. But let's say that I'm not a fan of Madueke. He can take his place. So yeah.
Mark.
That's it.
I've seen this movie before and I had a front row seat. Why? Because this smells of Arsenal over the last 20 years, give or take. And let me explain why. These type of signings, okay, fine, you're spending money, right? But it feels like you're not really signing proven talent. It seems like there's a theme developing here, right? Because you've got a structure in place and because you want to make, or Boehly wants to make a profit on these players or whatever it might be, right? It's almost like there's a business element to this, right? And don't get me wrong, there always is. But this really feels like you guys are embarking or have already embarked on what Arsenal did for a period of time, trying to sign unproven talent, make it work. This doesn't seem like, let me be honest, Jamie Gittins is not a signing that says, hey, we're Chelsea and we want to win the Premier League next season. It actually smells of, hey, we're Chelsea and this is our new normal, and that is get in the top 4 every season for that extra Champions League money. And trust me, I've been there. So I hope I'm right, obviously, but I actually think I am right. I don't know what your thoughts are about what I just said there. Like I said, I've seen a similar movie before, and I reckon, hey, look, you're going to hope I'm wrong, but I reckon this is now going to be the ongoing problem. Why don't you spend a bit more and get Osimhen? You know why? They got a structure in place. They can't break that. And that is going to spell trouble for you guys. I don't think this is not a signing to challenge for the title. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, it's not a signing to challenge for the title. But I do kind of disagree with what you're saying. You can't really compare it to Arsenal. And the reason being, like, Chelsea are spending big. And we are still getting some really quality players. Caicedo, Enzo, right? I don't remember Arsenal. I do remember Arsenal spending once or twice a little bit of big money, but there's a lot more spending going on with Chelsea. But what I don't agree with is the caliber of players and the type of players that we're getting, these young, unproven kids. But you know, the crazy things at the same time, okay, Todd Boehly and the consortium, they have a history of purchasing clubs, right, in America that are not winners and turning them into winners.
So
they've come to Chelsea
I don't
to do
want to
the same
interrupt you,
thing.
but I'm going to. Just on that, that's exactly what the Cronkies do. They take clubs and take big American teams, and they haven't won anything. They turn them into winners. Look what's happened to Arsenal, by the way. So just be warned, innit? That just because Todd Boehly does that. Kroenke's got history.
You make a fair point.
The LA Rams, Dave White, or the Dodgers, or whoever he owns, they've won. They own another American football team. They've won.
Yeah, but they're never, the problem with the Kroenkes, in my opinion, they never really back Arsenal. You've made some expensive signings, but for me, it's far and few. It's seldom. Whereas you look at Chelsea, they're making tons of signings. Has Arsenal ever made tons of signings in a single season?
This is the point.
But it's slightly different to Arsenal.
It's not the exact same movie.
I get it.
I'm being facetious. I agree with you. But I think we're making the same point here. We disagree with the type of signings that Chelsea are making.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why they're making those signings. Now, we used to make signings like that where we didn't use spend money, but that's a different market as well. But the market you're in now, Jamie Gittins is 60 mil. But go back 20 years, Jamie Gittins is £5 million player. And that's who you're buying. So, guys,
they're spending money. Right, it's exciting, but it's deflating at the same time. So it's hard I want to see how the window goes because you never know. Chelsea can still get Osimhen. The interest in Gyökeres has now gone down for whatever reason. I think it's because Sporting Lisbon won 100 million for him. But I don't know if you've been reading the news with Chelsea. They're thinking of buying a minority share in Sporting Lisbon. And the reason that they want to be doing that is that all these South American players, where do they go? They go Sporting Lisbon and rival clubs. And then they build up their reputation. They build up their skills. And then these clubs like Sporting go and sell them to, big European clubs like Real Madrid, like Man City, like Arsenal, like Chelsea. So Todd Boehly wants a piece of that, really, just to exploit and get an advantage over other clubs for these South American players that are up and coming. And they're hoping, that they can finalize the deal to close a minority share of Sporting Lisbon by the end of this window, which is leading to potentially securing the sign of Gyökeres. Now that could happen. So I don't want to say right now I'm deflated. You can tell by my tone. I'm just like, Jamie getting 60 million, you can spend that elsewhere. But let's wait to the end I'm not an Arsenal fan where I'm like flapping my hands straight away and go, we haven't made any signings. But relax. It's deflating, but we'll see what happens at the end of the season, at the end of the transfer window, because we don't know what players you're going to get. We don't know what players Chelsea are going to get. But right now, it's a bit deflating. And
I agree. If I was a Chelsea fan, I'd be deflated. And if that is a strategy, fine. But in general, I think it's a BS strategy. So we'll see. But look, let's move on. I know we're harping on about one player here. Guys, let us know, by the way, if you agree with us or anything that you want to add on there. We'd love to hear your thoughts. Next signing, which looks like it's going to be done imminently, is Maignan. We like this one. Going to happen or not?
I still think it's going to happen. I still think there's a 90% chance that Chelsea are going to close this. But I think that because we're going to go through some of Chelsea's rumours, like there's a lot of people that they're linked with. I think that is pretty much done. We've got a Liverpool guy on our football group. Oh my God, there's more chance of Liverpool closing Guéhi than Chelsea getting Maignan. I'm not too sure about that. I think he's a Liverpool fan. So you know what we say to these types of people. We don't listen to them. We just don't listen to them. Right. So guys, if you listen to a Liverpool fan, either just ignore them, or if you're like me, just go around and slap them around the face.
He doesn't really do that,
guys. Great. Well, Maignan, I think that's going to be done. I just think Chelsea needs to pump up a little bit more money. I think by the end of the window, I'm not sure it's imminent, as you said, but I think by the end of the window, we will do that because we're already thinking of shipping off Petrovic. Robert Sanchez is going to be going off to West Ham. It looks like it. We're going to get onto that because they're going to be exchanged with Mohamed Kudus, potentially. So I think that's going to be done. If I had to bet money, I'd bet money is going to be done by the end of the window. Yes. Great signing.
You mentioned Mark Guéhi. He is strongly linked to Liverpool, but he's also loosely linked to you guys as well. Would it be a good signing, Mark Guéhi, for you boys, next to Levi?
Absolutely. Absolutely, because Fofana, he would be my number one partner for Levi Colwell, Glass, Santi Cazorla in a different disguise, right? Can't rely on liability. Badia Shield, not good. Yeah, I love Santi, by the way. I think he was an amazing footballer. You hardly saw him though. Yeah, he played one game after like 2 years to get injured again. So, oh my God. Anyways, same thing with Fofana. Liability. You can't trust him, but very good defender. Badia Shield, not on the level of Chelsea. Yeah, you got to ship him off. I don't know, just get rid of him. Just, you don't have to sell him. And then who else you got? Trevor Chalobah, you need him, squad player. Perfect. Tosin Adebayo, excellent, squad player, cover. So going back to Mark Guéhi, he is the perfect first team player next to Levi Colwill. Number one defender in the England squad at this moment in time. Correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe John Stones, definitely not Maguire. Extremely reliable. Hardly ever gets injured. Would slot in straight and nice into the Chelsea squad. If we manage to close him, I'll be happy with that type of business. And I still think, we have more chance of landing him than him going to Liverpool. Unless there's other rumours that Real Madrid want to get Konate, might be pay a little bit of money this year. If Konate goes, then Liverpool will be favourites to land Guéhi, but I don't think that's what's going to happen. I don't think it's guaranteed he's coming to Chelsea, but if he does, I'll be really happy with it. What do you think?
Look, I think it'll be a good signing. But here's the thing: you said something there. You mentioned Badio Shield and a couple of others, and you said, not the level of Chelsea. What is the level of Chelsea right now? Because I'll be honest with you, you scrape fourth, fine. You're in the Champions League, obviously a big club, but I guess what I'm trying to get at is it'll be really interesting to see what happens next season. I want to know what Chelsea's level is, because you've gone last 3 seasons, I think you've gone like 12th, 8th and 4th or something stupid like that. It's been sixth, was it? Got it.
Sixth, fourth.
Yeah, maybe. Hopefully. I mean, let us know if we're wrong, but it's something like that. And I want to know what the level, I want to know what this new regime thinks Chelsea's level is, because Guéhi would be the right level, and that would be a real signing. That would be a statement signing, Mark. That would be a real signing of intent. That really, really would be. And I just don't know if Chelsea are going to do that. Look, we'll move on, but I agree with you. I think Guéhi would be. It's not straight into your squad, and I think he'd be a big part of your first 11, really. To be honest, João Pedro, you are seriously linked with. This is what I'm saying. You're now linked with João Pedro. He's 12 years old. Again, you're trying to buy talent here, right? Brighton want 60 mil mark for João Pedro. And you know the worst thing about this is, from an outsider looking in, 60 mil for unproven talent. That sounds about right for Chelsea. You've just done that with Jamie Gittins. Brighton won 60. I wouldn't be surprised if Chelsea really go in hard here for Pedro. What do you think?
It just seems like everyone's trying to rinse Chelsea because they know the owner's going to pay whatever money. The Chelsea is showing the slightest bit of interest. All right, oh my God, we've got this £20 million player. Let's price him at 50 million. I'm sure Chelsea are going to buy him. It's like they're taking the Chelsea board for a ride. Wow, Pedro, Geezer, they want 60 million for him. Chelsea have already put in an official bid of 50 million plus, which means it's a serious sign of intent that they want to get. They want to put him. I think we're going for him, and it's freaking sad, right? Because João Pedro, okay, let's look at his season last year. Average at best. Half the season, all right. Half the season, ineffective. The guy, technically brilliant, technically decent. Is flexible, which I understand why Maresca likes his flexible type of players. But predominantly, they want to stick him up top as a striker, as a 9. But what's he really done?
He's done nothing. He's done nothing, mate.
He's done nothing. I don't understand. And I was watching a few other like Chelsea influencers and someone that, it's a really good signing, man. F that. João Pedro, man, 60 million. Bro, that's going to be like 110 million, bro, for Gittens and João Pedro. Why don't you just get Gyökeres or Osimhen, and the total package, including their wages, would be about 80-90 million? And I'm sure that one person can be much more effective than a Gittens plus a João Pedro. I hope they don't.
I think you will get him. I think you will get him.
I think so as well.
Your wage structure is your framework that you've got in Chelsea. Get used to these signings, Mark. They're going to happen. I do feel and I'm taking my Arsenal hat off and just trying to be as objective as possible. If I'm just being an objective outsider looking in, this is what I think. I think you're more likely to get Pedro than Guéhi.
Let's see what happens. Yeah. Well, obviously, because we already put in a bid
a Chelsea
for
signing.
Pedro.
That's my point. Guéhi, not a Chelsea, not a Boehly signing. Right. Let us know what you think in the comments, by the way. I do actually want to know what people think, because I'm preempting it, but I do think these are the type of signings you Chelsea fans need to get used to. And I could be wrong. Here's another one.
Yeah, hold on before you continue. Yeah, just super quickly. As I said, let's wait, bruv. Would you consider if Chelsea got Victor Osimhen or Gyökeres by the end of the season? Your opinion be about
That's
that?
a different movie I'm watching. I got it wrong. If you get a Gyökeres or Osimhen in particular, like Osimhen's proven, you get them, then I've got it wrong about how Chelsea are viewing it. And I'll hold my hands up. But at the end of the day, I still back us. Arsenal, I think, will still do a good job. I say doesn't matter who you get. I think currently we're a couple of years ahead of you. I'm confident we're a better side.
You are.
Let's see.
Let's see.
All right.
Let's
okay.
See. Right.
Hugo Ekitike. His name is still, although he's now obviously strongly linked or slightly strongly linked to Man United rather than you boys. I think you boys have called it a little bit, but you may dodge a bullet here. But he's still there, so he's still throwing his name. He's still kicking about. You don't want him, do you?
No, not for what is it? They want 100 million for him, 80 million to 100 million. That's insane money for Ekitike. I mean, let's be honest, yeah. Before this window, yeah, or before the end of the last season, have you ever heard of Hugo Ekitike? Oh, okay. Neither have I. I'm sure there's viewers out there. Yeah, I know who he is. Congratulations on you. But my guy and I, we haven't heard of him. Right? And now all of a sudden, Chelsea were the first to put a little bit of interest in him. They quoted 60 million. Then Liverpool, then Manchester United, and have come in as friend. Now Ekitike. So, what do they do? What does this club do? Raise his valuation out to 80, 90, 100. You know what? Man, you get him. I don't want him. I'll pay like 20 million. I'm getting so vexed, bro. Like, I'll pay 15 million now, man. No. Forget that. We already got Gittins and unproven. Deflating. Bro, it's deflating. They're spending money. I'm happy about it. There's so much activity with Chelsea. Players coming in, going out, but I'm just not happy. Just get some experienced world-class players. Anyways, what do you think?
Mark's not a happy boy. I don't think Chelsea fans should be happy being linked to this guy. I don't think he'll do anything for you. Nico Jackson 2.0 or Mark 2, basically. Oh. So let's see. Like you said, there's still time to go. But I would be shocked if you... Yeah. I'll be shocked if you get Hugo Ekitike. I really would. That would be such a backwards move. Okay, cool. Let us know what you think about that, guys. We're going to move on to Arsenal. Mark, I'll kick it over to you if you want to lead this, and we'll run through the boys that are linked to Arsenal, and let's break it down.
Right. So, Nørgaard of
Brentford.
Is it Brighton?
Yeah.
No, who is it? Brentford. Apologies. Has just signed a deal to sign for Arsenal FC for 11 million. He is the Brentford captain. Before I go into it, for me, I think he is a fantastic signing for you guys and super cover. He works hard, reliable, dependable, good player, decent player. I think that's a really good signing. Now you go.
You and I are in complete alignment here. Nørgaard is a great signing, and this is where I see Arsenal fans. What? We're spending money on Nørgaard. Why are we doing that? Why don't we put that towards it?
I've seen that.
You're mad if you don't think this is a good signing. And you know why some Arsenal fans and some outside fans in general say, what are they doing with Nørgaard? You've made a downgrade. They don't understand that Nørgaard is not replacing Partey, replacing Jorginho, right? He's actually replacing Jorginho. Zubimendi is the guy that's going to be playing at the 6 and going to be replacing Thomas Partey. Now, what does Nørgaard give you? Well, he gives you age, which gives you experience. He brings leadership qualities to an already strong unit full of a few leaders. You talk about, the likes of Declan Rice, Gabriel. These guys are leaders. And then you add Nørgaard into the mix, and we've picked him up, Mark, for 11 million. That's what makes it such a good signing. Now, everyone,
absolutely,
they go on still about Arsenal set-piece team. Great. This guy actually is a set-piece threat. He scores a lot of goals from corners, but not only that, those long throw-ins. His movement inside the box is underrated, but because his movement is so good, he's actually in great positions to tap in. He'll get us a few goals when he plays across the different competitions this season. I think it's a great signing. So yeah, you and I are in agreement. Nørgaard, really good signing for everything that we've just said and above.
Perfect. Eze from Crystal Palace, linked to Arsenal as well as Spurs. What's your thoughts?
I really like Eze. I really like Eze. If we're not going to go out and get a Rodrigo, I'd get an Eze. I like Eze. He is quality at Palace, and I think he'd do really well in an Arsenal shirt. He's direct. He causes problems across the front line. He causes problems for anyone, and I'd be very, very happy with that signing. I know he's heavily linked with Spurs, and maybe less so with us.
Yes.
But I'd be very happy if we went out and got an Eze. Now, don't get me wrong. I want to go out and get someone else you're going to bring up on this list shortly. But I would be happy with Eze. What do you think?
You know, Eze, I actually think Eze from Crystal Palace is the true agent of chaos, not some dead dummy like in the form of Darwin Núñez of Liverpool, right? I think Eze, but I think of all the players linked with Arsenal, I know you're trying to get this left winger. If you don't close Rodrigo, which I don't think you are, I think that Rodrigo, we'll talk about him in a bit, why I don't think you're going to get him. I think you guys should go for Eze. I think he used to play, I think that he used to play in the academy for Arsenal. And then you guys shipped him off. And then now you're going to pay big money for him. Regardless of that, I think it's well worth it. Premier League proven in the England team. I don't know how much it's going to cost. I don't know. You can tell me that in a bit. But whatever it is, as long as it's sub 70 million, which I think he's worth up to 70 million, bro, I think he would be a wicked signing for Arsenal. I reckon he could do some damage. I think he can link up with the rest of your squad in a seriously positive way. And you know what, Eze, if you're watching this and your dumbass decides to go to Spurs instead of Arsenal, there's something wrong with you, geezer. Right? I don't want to see you go to Arsenal, but that would be the correct move for you. And I'm done.
Yep, I agree. And it'll be a few mil cheaper than the next boy we're going to talk about. It'll be a few mil cheaper than... No, I was going to say Rodrigo.
I thought you were going to rinse us. I thought you were going to rinse Chelsea.
No, he'll probably be around that Jamie Gittins value, right? 60 mil, 50, 60 mil, something like that. I reckon Eze, but he'll be a few mil cheaper than Rodrigo, who's the next guy on the list that we're going to talk about. I'll kick it over to you.
Let's go.
Well, actually, I'll say my bit and then kick over to you because you don't think it's going to happen. I'm not massively confident that it's going to happen either. We've been linked with him for a while, but there's no real movement there. I think I saw somewhere like Real Madrid won 90 million euros, I think, for him. Something like that. Obviously, I'd love him. Obviously, every Arsenal fan would love to get Rodrigo. But I like you, think it's probably not that realistic. Why do you think it's not realistic?
Firstly, if he's valued at 90 million euros or pounds, Arsenal should go out, whatever, even if it's pounds. For a world-class player like Rodrigo of Real Madrid, any team, Arsenal, Chelsea, Man City, go and get him. Because he is the player that will elevate all teams in the Premier League. I don't think he's going to leave. I think that him and his agent are playing this game, which is the standard game that players play. Well, you know what? Create a little bit of controversy. Let's put some rumours out there that I'm not happy and I want to leave the club, and let's look for a bigger contract. And that's exactly what I think is going to happen. I did mention before, oh, you know what? He hasn't had the best season, etc., XYZ. And that's why Real Madrid are looking to like sell him on, at least while his stock is high, while his value is high. And whilst that still can be the case, because I don't know every single details of this, but my hunch is he's playing the game, him and his agent. He just wants a bigger contract. And I don't think, honestly, he's going to be going anywhere. And that's my thoughts on Rodrigo. But if he did come to Arsenal, if he did come to the Premier League, I'll bet my house on it that he would light up this bitch on fire.
Agreed.
That's what I think. So we'll see what happens. Right, next. Leroy Sane, okay, of Bayern Munich, linked with Arsenal.
No thanks.
Thoughts?
No thanks.
Really?
No thanks. Let me explain.
Really?
Let me explain.
What the hell? I want to hear this.
I believe he'd actually be a free transfer as well.
Oh my days, you don't...
I have had enough.
Oh my gosh.
Of aging wingers on a free. I don't want another Willian, and maybe this is because Chelsea have just stung us so bad. I don't want another Willian. I definitely don't want another Raheem Sterling. And here's the thing. I used to be a huge fan of Leroy Sane. He at City was so good. And when they let him go, I was like, what? I thought it was a mental move. Leroy Sane, amazing. When he was at City, really, really top draw. He's not really been setting the world on fire over in Munich, and he is the wrong side of 30, I believe. I think he's like 30 already or 31, something like that, maybe. And I don't want any more aging wingers than a free. Give me Eze over him. Give me Rodrigo over him. I'm not talking about prime Sané. What I think prime Sané was, we saw him a few seasons at City. That Sané, I'd have in a heartbeat. I'd pay big money for him, but I don't believe that's the same Sané. So no more aging wingers on a free, please, Arsenal. We've been there, done that, got the T-shirt, and we've got the bruises and the marks and the scars to prove it. Stay away. What do you think?
Don't put Leroy Sane in the same bracket as Sterling, as Willian. No. I just wouldn't do that. Sane still played a hell of a lot of games for Bayern Munich. Even in the Club World Cup, he's still starting. And they have a huge squad of wingers, of attacking midfielders. But he still has a huge part to play. If he comes to Arsenal FC, Leroy Sane on a free transfer still has the understanding of the Premier League. He played in the Premier League for years. Yes, he's a lot older now, but I think he wipes the floor with every single one of your attackers, bar Saka. If you don't get Eze, if you don't get Rodrigo,
I'd be disappointed.
Would you have him, or would you have no one?
I would have him if we didn't get. I'd be disappointed though, Mark. It's not a statement of intent to get Sane on a free now. Yeah, we want to go for the title. That's what they're talking about, right? Oh, Arsenal need to win the title next season. So if you want to actually go for the title, it's a bit like the Jamie Gittins scenario. I'm not saying Sane and Gittins belong in the same breath, by the way. What I am saying is that it's underwhelming for me. I want to go out there as a statement of intent and go out there and punt on Rodrigo and get an Eze or, a Nico Williams type. I know he's probably going Barca, but the point being, those would be statement signings, and Sane on a free transfer at his age would not be a statement signing. Now, your question to me is, would I take him if we got no one or Sane? Those are my options. I take Sane, obviously, but because he's an upgrade. But I want to go bigger, Mark. That's my point here. I want to go bigger.
Can I ask you a quick question before we get into the last player link with Arsenal, yeah? We've had multiple discussions about Mikel Arteta. Just curious to know. If he doesn't, you've already said clearly, if he doesn't win the league next year, you want him gone. Is that still the case?
I've said if he's going backwards and there's clear regression and we don't title challenge again and we stay on the same path, then no. But if we get 100 points and don't win the league, no, I wouldn't get rid of him. Say if we finish second and he's got 97 points or whatever, and Man City have a freak season or Liverpool absolutely cane it, it's still progression. My main thing is progression. Now, I believe progression should be the title next season. But there are nuances to it, Mark. If he comes back with 74 points,
yes, there are
again, and we finish third, that's regression. I think Arteta is, the answer's clear then, right? We need to find someone else. But if Arteta puts in 95 plus points and we finish second, we get beaten by the better team, and we're in the Champions League again, yeah, I'd keep him.
Fair, yeah. All right, fair enough. Christian Mosquera. Christian Mosquera, the centre-back from Valencia, has been linked with Arsenal. Personally, I don't know too much about this. What's your thoughts?
I wish I could educate you. I know nothing about him. We've apparently already bid for him. I think we've had a bid rejected for him already. He'll be cover. He'll be cover for Gabriel and Saliba.
Well, of course.
Am I that bothered whether we get him or not? No, not really. I think we've got enough cover. I know you don't rate Calafiori. You think he's a bit broken. I think we'll see next season if he is broken or not. Calafiori can step in there. Ben White can step in there.
I think he's a good player. No, I'm not. I think Calafiori is a very decent player. Gets injured a lot from what we've seen so far. But guys, that's the end of our Arsenal-Chelsea transfer news for this week. What did you think? Do you agree with us? Do you not agree with us? Please let us know in the comments down below. We'll respond to every single one of your comments. And if you could really help us out, if you can subscribe for us, because I think there's 90% of you guys that watch our content on a recurring basis. You still haven't subscribed. We're vain. We need it. And if you like the video, well, consensus says, like the video, it will help us reach more people. And if you want to see more of our content, please click this video right here and we see you, good people, in the next one. Peace, guys.